Yo, we're all excited for Ananta. We've been waiting for news, and that news might just be here. If you're interested in learning more about Ananta, I have a dedicated video going over everything you need to know. It's only like 12, 13 minutes long. I'll include a link to it down in the description, the pinned comment. Here's the Reddit thread that sparked this entire video, with two different images here mentioning the 28th of May and then this big ass image. They are in Chinese, so we're gonna go over to Google Translate here, drop the images in, translate both of them one at a time. The first image seems to be from NetEase's first quarter 2026 earnings conference call. The second image is from a WeChat official account. They have the link here for anyone that is interested in verifying the legitimacy of this claim. The first image reads as follows. We will answer your question from several perspectives. First, regarding the competitive landscape, we do not shy away from competition, as you shouldn't. Competition breeds innovation. Games only get better when they have other good games to compete against directly. But we're more focused on differentiation. Yes, the open world category will become crowded in 2026. Yeah, the Ark Knight's Endfield, but not full open world, but semi-open world. We have Neverness to Everness. We have Azure Permelia coming. We have Ananta, Rewinding Cadence, Silver Palace. God damn it. What a time to be alive. What a time to be a content creator covering all of this. However, from another perspective, this also means that the category has a very high ceiling and strong user demand. It is arguably the most popular subgenre of gacha right now. People might be suffering burnout from open world games, but there is no denying every time a new one launches, they do incredibly well. And the competition in our industry is not a zero-sum game. Excellent products can expand the entire market, as is what happened with Wuthering Waves, as is what happened with NTE, Ark Knight's Endfield. Every time a new game releases, more people play that game. People that weren't playing the OG Genshin. People played Ark Knight's Endfield and NTE that weren't playing Genshin or WoWa. So more people slowly but surely are playing these open world games, so that the total pool, the total market gets larger, which means there's more opportunities for other companies to kind of secure their footing rather than merely competing for a fixed market share. Secondly, what makes Ananta different? Ananta is built around the concept of an open world city. This is fundamentally different from traditional open world role-playing games or anime-style action games. Whether it's IP development, narrative structure, or gameplay design, we don't follow existing formulas. Good! We need something different and something unique. We're building an open world set in a modern city driven by immersive everyday experiences. And I think this is where, so I did a video just a few days ago, I think it was titled something like Ananta versus NT isn't even a fair fight anymore. And I went over how effectively you shouldn't be comparing them, because at this juncture they're such contrastingly different games. And then here they go on to state, you know, we're not building a gacha game in an urban setting. No, we're building a world around everyday experiences. That is something that current games don't do. Current games, they push this FOMO where you try to pull for a character, you do their story, and then rinse and repeat. That's it. Explore new areas, but you're always kind of just pulling for that new character, getting that dopamine from obtaining the character, or ultimately ending up disappointed like I am because I fail every 50-50. But that's not what they're trying to achieve with this. The competitive advantage here doesn't lie in a map size or in flashy battles, but in whether players could truly feel that they are living in this world. So it's a world that you could escape to. Examples include shopping, social interaction, and exploration. Not necessarily just a fixed action game or having, you know, a fixed amount of content. I think this is actually very good and very telling of their vision, which is a stark contrast to what we currently have. Running a business, these activities all have a strong urban lifestyle feel, and that's where our real differentiation lies. The team is currently focused on improving the quality of the game content. That is good to hear. Content is king. If there's nothing to do, people get bored. It's what happened in Where Winds Meet. Where Winds Meet is a phenomenal game, but people ran out of stuff to do, so they quit. And then they just moved on to other games because there was no real need. They had no real motivation to come back. Yo, I don't mean to interrupt the video, but I need to take a moment here to thank all my incredible patrons over on Patreon whose support continues to allow for me to do regular videos like this every single day on this channel. Thank y'all so much, including our YouTube channel members. You guys mean the world to me. So do you guys as viewers as well. Now, without further ado, let's continue. We believe that players always have a strong demand for innovative and refined experiences. I do say all the time, competition breeds innovation, so very true. And the key to a product's success is not the release window, okay, nor how many competitors there are. Okay, I feel like they're throwing shade at NTE here. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I feel like they're throwing shade. It doesn't matter when we release. It doesn't matter how much competition there is for us. Oh my God, sure, go for it. Go for it. The key lies in whether the experience is unique enough, good enough, and whether it can bring value to the player. So they're saying gacha games that have released recently are not unique. They are not of a sufficient quality, and they do not bring value to the player. That is an interesting take from them. Okay, I like it though. I like how confident they're being here. They're just literally like laying down the law and they're saying, this is what we think right now. Good on them. We'd rather take the time to do things right than rush into releasing a mediocre product. Damn! Okay, no, the shade has been thrown. The shade has officially been thrown. God damn. Okay. Last but not least, we don't consider Ananta to be a traditional anime style game. Our goal is to achieve a breakthrough in the open world city genre. So they want to do something different. They want to go in an entirely new direction. They want to achieve something that current gacha games are not doing. So they think that current gacha games are just rinsing a formula and they want to break this mold. Attracting players' interest in this concept and allowing them to live freely in a virtual city means that our art direction, our narrative tone, and our gameplay design are all moving towards a wider audience rather than confining ourselves to a fixed pattern. They're claiming here that they do not just want to be your, tried and true, your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill gacha game. I'm glad to hear that. I think that's fantastic. In short, Ananta's outstanding features lie in its unique open world city positioning, its relentless pursuit of continuous quality improvement, and its broad and free vision for the game's audience. Competition is real, but we are confident in the direction we have chosen. God damn! Okay, that is actually incredible. Wow, I'm very impressed with what I see here. I'm very impressed with what I read here. I'm gonna go ahead and download this. I'm gonna make a tweet about some of this information later today. Then let's go ahead here and translate the second image. While its growth pipeline continues to perform strongly, NetEase's new product pipeline is also progressing steadily. The latest round of testing for Forgotten Sea received positive feedback. The third test will begin on May 28th. I think Forgotten Sea is actually a Sea of Remnants. It is currently in the final preparation stage before launch. Ananta is also under steady development. Both titles aim to deliver a brand new experience and explore game directions with the potential to lead future industry trends, potentially opening up new growth drivers for the company. Okay, good. It says that it is still in steady development. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. This is actually good news. This is very good news, because they finally come out and said something after, I think they've been pretty quiet since Tokyo Game Show. So for about 6 months, 7 months have been quiet. It's good to see that they're still moving along and they are progressing towards release, and they have finally like new information. That's great. I can't wait to play this, dude. It's unreal how hyped I am for it. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.